So GameStop's about to release earnings for quarter four of 2022. It'll also be full year 2022 earnings, so super exciting to see. It'll be an update of where the company's at, as they've been very quiet, really no announcements, and pretty much nothing since the last earnings from the company themselves. Of course, there's always articles out there and thoughts, opinions, just like I'm providing right now, only thoughts and opinions, no financial advice, of course. But what I'll first be looking at in the earnings report is the top line revenue. How much money did they bring in for the quarter? What did the yearly revenue wind up being compared to 2021? That's definitely something I'll be looking at. Beyond that, I'm looking at cost of goods sold, because those are fixed costs, and I believe the company can continue to cut fixed costs to get closer and closer to profitability, which leads me to my next couple points. Net income, EPS, free cash flow, what's it looking like towards the bottom line? So free cash flow, I really think that can continue this quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe not a positive free cash flow number in Q1 or Q2 of 2023, just considering the economic state we're in and it not being a holiday time period. But something I've said before, and I'll say it again, is I believe GameStop's entry into Web3 will round out their business to be less seasonal, because of course right now a majority of their money is coming from e-commerce and just, in-store sales. So that's mostly based towards the second half of the year. There's just historically more spending. That's just how it goes. But I think Web3 will really allow GameStop to round out the yearly numbers over time. But regardless of that, in terms of profitability, the companies now, spoke about that. And I always like to say it's important to listen to what the company themselves are saying, especially when there's a lot of strong opinions about a stock such as GameStop. There's tons of opinions out there, right? Up and down the chain, little dramatic, a lot of dramatic, intense, not intense. But at the end of the day, you yourself as an individual have to read the company's earnings, make sense of it for yourself. Even if you don't know all about it, or you're even not big on other stocks or just investing in general, and you're just in it for whatever reason, you should still try and make some sense of it, because I feel like there's a lot of sentiment out there, not in this particular group of individuals that like GameStop, but sentiment in the world, just, that's just, I don't know that. Yep, I don't know. I could never. Just try and read it. Just try, to start out. And that's part of why I'm making this channel, so I can document my journey, so other individuals can see the journey for them and just have their own journey, right? At the end of the day, and just share thoughts, share opinions, share numbers, and just information that I'm looking at. And right now what I'm looking at is earnings coming up. How can the company get to positive free cash flow consistently? And I really think that's through entry into Web3, because there'll be larger margins there, and continuing to cut fixed costs will also increase margins for the business as a whole over time. So these are really things I'm looking at, not necessarily just this quarter. What I'm mostly going to be looking at personally is, what did 2022 as a whole look like versus 2021 as a whole for GameStop? Because that's 2 full years now of the turnaround underway. And I expect to see a lot of differences between 2022 and 2021 in full year comparison in terms of spending, distribution centers, things of that nature. So I'll definitely be looking at that. And I'm absolutely going to listen to the conference call. This is the one thing I will recommend in this video, listen to the conference call at least twice. They're always short. There's no reason to not listen to it at least twice. There's always going to be something you hear the second time, you're like, oh, I didn't really catch that, or oh, I didn't really understand that it was in that context. Because especially in this world now, as a young individual and talking to other young individuals, what I can definitely say is it's becoming increasingly difficult to concentrate on things for a long period of time. Look what we're fed. TikTok, swipe, YouTube Shorts, swipe, Instagram, swipe. Very fast. It's even hard to read a book. I haven't read a book in a minute, I'm not gonna lie. So it would take me a long time to really read a book, or a lot of concentration. So my point is, really just try and listen to the conference call, listen to it a couple times, and really try and focus. And I'm challenging future Noah to do that as well. I always listen to the conference calls, but I just think it's important to kind of get those messages out there. And these are just some of my thoughts going into earnings. I just like to talk at the end of the day. Hope everyone has a good night.